can't hear you. Can you hear me?
Hi!
Oh, there we go. Yay! We're live. Look at this.
We are live. I am freaking out because my nerves, and also this is the first time I'm going live. So thank you so much, Brenda, for joining me. For anybody else who is joining us, my name is Rosalinda Cruz, and I am a B2C strategist, a business and leadership development advisor. And people have been pushing me to do lives. So today is kind of my first attempt at it, so bear with us. One of my business besties, Brenda Meller, is here for moral support. Brenda, do you want to introduce yourself and share some tips for the folks who are joining us?
Sure. Well, welcome and good morning or good afternoon or good evening, whoever is watching and wherever you're watching from. I always like to tell people, when we're doing these videos, like if you're watching, we would love it if you could leave a comment below. This is Rosalinda's first time, and that lets her know you're watching the video. And Rosalinda, it's kind of like in the pre-pandemic days when we would walk into a room and come up on stage and we would tap the microphone and say, "Can you guys hear me in the back?" And then the people in the back would be like, "Yeah," they'd give you the thumbs up, "You're good." Or they'd go the universal, "We can't hear you," and that way, is the technology working? And also it shows support for the person. So if you're watching, leave a comment below. And I'm looking forward to helping and guiding and supporting you along the way. So do you want me to turn it back over to you, or do you want to give a couple more tips? What would be most helpful for you?
I think I'm ready to go.
There you go. Go for it.
Thank you so much, Brenda, for joining and providing moral support. So as I said, I'm thinking about doing these every Tuesday at 10 o'clock. I really wanted to use this time to engage with the community and sort of recap all the things that have happened last week. If you guys are following me on any of my social media channels, you know that I have a lot of information to share. And I am always open to suggestions on how to best engage people. One idea that actually came to me last week as I was talking with a bunch of different people in the industry was potentially having some kind of a discussion group just to kind of have some time and space to talk about all the things that are happening in the industry. So the first thing that I actually wanted to talk about was last week, Chloe and Good American announced that they are officially B Corps. So for those of you who aren't familiar, B Corp actually refers to Benefits Corporation, and it is the gold standard for sustainable apparel companies, or not even just apparel companies, but sustainable companies in general. The second big thing that happened last week was that I actually announced my next workshop, which I'm super excited about. This is going to be a 90-day sprint to help you get ready for the autumn-winter season. That buying season actually starts February 10th. And it is scheduled for November 11th. And I'm actually kicking myself a bit because yesterday I was like, yay, I'm doing this workshop and it's on November 11th. And they reminded me it's Veterans Day. So please chime in the comments if that feels like it's going to be a big conflict for you. I'm totally open to flexing a bit on the date, but I am a big numbers person. I just love the date 11/11, and I was like, I need to do it on this day. But in any case, so I'm excited about that workshop. The other interesting thing that happened last week was I actually got to attend a workshop. The week before, there was a report that came out about misinformation in the cotton industry, and I am blanking on the name of that report. But the workshop was called Debunking Myths and Fact-Checking and How to Use Data Responsibly. I feel like the fashion industry isn't unique in the sense that there is a tremendous amount of misinformation there. if we were to do this discussion group, I feel like that would be like a great topic to kind of dive into. Again, if this is something that you guys are interested in, please, comment below, and we will start getting that in the works. Last week, I also released my bi-weekly newsletter, which talked about boundaries and burnout, which is something that a lot of people are struggling with, especially with the Great Resignation, which I'm slightly obsessed with. But we talked about digital detox, and also how to set boundaries, really. So if you missed that, please check out the website. All of my blog posts are there. And then what else did we do? Oh, we actually hosted our first executive roundtable last week, which was absolutely incredible. And before I kind of dive into all of the things that we talked about there, I really created I decided to host this executive roundtable more out of frustration, to be perfectly honest, because one of the things that I was finding was that there really wasn't a safe space to go and kind of have these open conversations about what's happening in the industry, the good, bad, and the ugly. So essentially what I did was I brought together executives that represent just about every link in the value chain. So we had people from farming all the way through resale, which was super, super exciting. And we actually decided that we want to do this on a quarterly basis. So if you want to learn more about the executive roundtables that I'm hosting, please drop a comment or feel free to email me. Some of the things that we talked about in that roundtable were just the challenges with the supply chain, as well as the strains on the workforce. I know that there has been like a new emphasis on nearshoring, reshoring, offshoring, and we got to have some interesting conversation around that. The other bit of industry news is resale is booming. So last year, I want to say at the beginning of the year, ThreadUp actually released a report. And again, I'm spacing on the name of that report. But one of the facts that they cited is that resale is actually predicted to outgrow fast fashion by 2025, which is super exciting. But BOF, which is the Business of Fashion, actually released an article last week talking about the boom in resale. So that is super exciting. Again, another great topic for us to dig into. And I'm trying to think, I think that's just about it in terms of the industry news. I have not been looking at the comments to see if anybody has actually joined our live or has any questions, but how did I do, Brenda?
You did great. I was like, wow. I mean, I know a little bit about you because we met through Liz J. Simpson's group, and I know a little bit about the work that you're doing, but I was like, wow, this is really interesting. And when you're talking about even the resale industry and, retail and everything, I was like, I've frequented resale shops here and there over the years. And we see what's happening with the supply chain right now. And it just makes sense that those retailers the resale shops rather are going to rebound. I'm just like, really, I'm fascinated. I'm like, wow, this is, for me, it's an entirely different industry in which I operate. So it's almost like a news show where it's like, here's the highlights from last week, like what you missed. And as you're talking about these things, I'm like, oh, I think I heard something about that. Yeah. So I think this is going to be a great series. I see 4 people. It says 4 people are viewing. We can't see who those people are until they comment. And I think the comments have all been me. But in the side of your StreamYard, Rosalinda, you should see a comments tab. If you click on a comment, it'll bring it up on screen in StreamYard. If you want to just test one of mine, just to see what it looks like on there.
So I am clicking on the comments.
So in StreamYard where it says comments, and then you want to actually click on one to click on the show button, and it'll show it up on screen, if that makes sense.
Oh, I see it.
There you go. So there's the StreamYard test comment. And then I think you should see a couple of mine that I left on LinkedIn. Are you seeing those in there too?
No, I'm not actually.
Uh-oh. Okay, they should be in there because I'm seeing them on LinkedIn. It could be that they're not pulling from LinkedIn. Sometimes there's little hiccups that happen, which is
Yeah.
why I always tell people if you're watching, just leave a comment, just say hi. That way we can, give Rosalinda the opportunity to test pulling a comment up on screen. But you know where they are. They'll sit like in that same. There you go. So Cynthia's one of our
Cynthia.
fellow members too of the Big Money Movement. So it's great to see supporters.
Hey, thank you, ladies, for joining. And to go back to your point, Brenda, I feel like I've been in the fashion industry since I was 15 years old, and I absolutely love it. But one of the things that I actually try to do differently is really be able to share information in a way that's accessible to everybody, whether you're a consumer, whether you're new to the industry, or whether you're a veteran. But I feel like everything that's happening in the apparel industry has an impact on our lives. So I'm glad that this information resonated with you, and I am so excited to be sharing more information. And I also hope to be able to have more guests too. So yeah.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to poke out because I'm going to get ready for my next phone call, but I am super excited. I'm going to mark my calendar for Tuesdays at 10. And I think you said you're going to plan on doing is like a 10-minute video. Is that what you're planning on doing?
10-minute video.
Okay. I love it.
We're actually over time, Brenda. So I am actually going to log off. Thank you, everybody who joined us. And thank you so much, Brenda, for joining me and providing technical and moral support, and also to the other ladies in the Big Money Movement group for all of your support. Thank you, everybody, and I will see you next week.
Take care. Thanks.